sports.
We are the Fourth. We are Southwest.
Cole Hamels is the Texas Rangers ace.
You really have to kind of tread lightly when you use that term, because it's somebody that really has the accountability to take the ball every fifth day and win and do everything at all costs.
Hamels to the plate and a swing and a miss. Got him swinging. 3 straight strikeouts.
Grinding it out every day to be ready when called upon.
It's somebody that really continues a winning streak or stops a losing streak.
Experiencing failures.
It is gone.
And triumphs.
He caught it. It's a no-hitter for Cole Hamels.
That's kind of the position that you get to, that you strive for, and then you have to hold it down.
Here they come. They're storming the baseball castle. The fans ready for a big homestand for the Rangers. Padres and Rangers in the opener here tonight. A little interleague baseball for you. And it's Stars night tonight as well at Globe Life Park. Victor E. Green helping captain take care of the fans before the game. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Dave Raymond alongside Mr. Ranger Tom Grieve, and we're set to go. Great to be back, although it was a very good road trip for the Rangers. They took 5 of 6 on the road, and they have their ace going tonight in the opener.
It's been a nice season so far for Cole Hamels. His ERA on the season is .341. Opponents are only hitting .226 against him. In his last 2 starts, his ERA is 0.69. In this start against Kansas City, he had an excellent start. He pitched 7 innings. He only gave up 4 hits, 1 run. He walked 3 and struck out 7. Off-speed pitches have been excellent for Cole this year. Changeup, curveball, cutter. He's gotten better as the season's gone on, at his best right now. He was good in April, got much better in May. In June, his ERA is .263. He has been an ace, and it's nice to have him on the mound starting this homestand.
Yeah, no better way to start a homestand than to have your ace going tonight. Now, he's going against a Padres team now that has dropped 7 of their last 8 ball games. It's a team struggling a little bit, last place in the West, so they're looking for some of the young players to bubble up, some of the future hope for this team. Christian Villanueva has been one of those guys for them.
He has been, and like the Rangers, it's about development, and they're developing a pretty good young player here. 26-year-old rookie, signed as a minor league free agent after minor league stints with Texas and the Cubs. First among rookies in home runs and RBIs, and the other thing about him, he's pounded left-handed pitchers this year. His OPS against lefties is .1202. A lot of power, doesn't hit for a high average yet, but he's dangerous at the plate.
It'll be fun to see a little bit of this Padres team here these next 3 nights at Globe Life Park. Also be fun to see if this Rangers offense can keep creating those run-scoring opportunities, because lately they've been cashing them in. They're in the spotlight next. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. Well, just about set to go tonight. Beautiful evening for baseball here. The opening game of the longest homestand of the year to date. And we were talking about the offense going to break our Shiner Box spotlight tonight. How about this? Since June 16th, this Rangers offense hitting .357 with runners in scoring position. That's best in all of Major League Baseball. So everybody getting it done right now. This Rangers team playing some winning baseball, having some fun. And of course, somebody who loves to dig in the numbers, really break these things down, is Emily Jones.
Yeah, there's a couple of guys leading the charge when it comes to the turnaround in the runners in scoring position department. One of those guys, Delino DeShields, and talking to him today about the difference in approach at the plate. He says it's something that they have discussed in their meetings. It's something that they wanted to address, and basically they kind of play mind games with themselves and try to psych themselves up during batting practice to get themselves going a little bit earlier. They felt like earlier in the season they were getting those hits with runners in scoring position a little bit later in the game, but by that time it was too late. They had already fallen too far behind. They realized the sense of urgency was there to make the most of those opportunities early in the game. So it's a conscious effort that they've had to kind of change the mentality in batting practice to help them better convert those opportunities early in the game, Dave.
Well, it's been working lately. This Rangers team, great road trip. Took 5 of 6 in Kansas City and Minnesota. Yesterday saw their 7-game winning streak come to an end, but hoping to start another one tonight here against the San Diego Padres. Speaking of the Padres, 35 wins, 45 losses, 10.5 back of Arizona in the West, and their starting lineup tonight. Manuel Margot leads it off in center field. Will Myers at first base. Hunter Renfroe with good power in right field bats third. Then it's Villanueva, Perella, and Ellis the DH. Freddie Galvis at shortstop, Austin Hedges catching, and Corey Spangenberg, their second baseman, will bat ninth.
And for Cole Hamels, let's take a look at his pitch arsenal. Cole likes to feature a cut fastball, throws that 28% of the time. Changeup has been excellent this year. 4-seam fastball and a 2-seam fastball and a really good curveball. He'll also throw his changeup pretty much anytime he wants to, especially when he's behind in the count. Let's take a look at the Rangers defense, delivered by Demontron RV. Shin-Soo Choo over in left field with Nomar Mazara in right. Delino DeShields is in center. In the infield, Jurickson Profar gets the start at third. It's Elvis and Rugi up the middle. Ronald Guzman is at first, and behind the plate, Robinson Chirinos.
So we're set to go tonight. The Padres, as we mentioned, 10.5 games back of Arizona in the National League West Division. And, you know, offensively, they play in a big ballpark down in San Diego. And you can see that may have had some effect on the overall numbers for them, but among the 15 National League teams, they are right at the bottom in just about all the major offensive categories, notably 67 home runs, second to last in the National League. I say notably because home runs seem to be a big part of the offenses these days in Major League Baseball. So we're set. Margot steps in to lead things off for San Diego. .250 average, couple of home runs, 20 RBIs, and he bounces one quickly down to third base. Testing Profar, and there's one away.
Well, nothing better for a pitcher than to throw one pitch and get one out. We've seen at bats this year where the leadoff hitter fouled balls off, ended up with a 10 or 11 pitch at bat. Takes a little bit out of the pitcher. Nice to get that leadoff hitter out of the way. Nice to do it with only one pitch.
Hamels 4 wins, 6 losses, a .341 earned run average this year. And he goes right after Will Myers. I mean, that's down the heart of the plate for strike one.
The Rangers as a team have walked one more per game than San Diego. They've got right around 65 or 70 more walks than San Diego. San Diego not known for the walks. The Rangers starting to be patient at the plate and working a lot of walks.
Both teams do strike out a lot. In fact, both teams leading their respective leagues in strikeouts. This one a little high, 1-2 to Will Myers. There's Andy Green, the skipper for the San Diego Padres, and they're pleased so far with the young manager. After a couple of years at the helm, they have already extended his deal all the way out to 2021. San Diego, they're in that rebuild mode right now, but they feel like Andy Green is the guy to lead them to that on the field. Their general manager, A.J. Preller, the guy to do it off the field. They extended him through the 2022 season.
Well, Ranger fans remember A.J. Preller from when he was with the Rangers. Very important part of the Rangers' success before he left and went to San Diego.
Myers strikes out, 2 away here in the first inning.
Good start for Cole. A 1-pitch out to start the game, and a cut fastball at 85 miles an hour to strike out Will Myers for the second out. So A.J. Preller is a young, aggressive, bright general manager. Definitely can see the wisdom in sticking with him and giving him a multi-year contract. Don't know a lot about Andy Green other than if he's a young, aggressive, energetic, positive guy who works really well with young players. And you sure can't hold him accountable for the 1-loss record of this team until he gets the players. Makes sense to stick with him too. If you liked him when you hired him, and he's got nothing but better since he's been there, good decision by ownership to stick with both guys for some continuity.
Tapper foul by Renfroe. Keeps the count 0-2. Hunter Renfroe, one of the players I think they feel like they can build around. Came up late in 2016. Hits this ball out over third base into left field. That's a base hit for Renfroe, and in fact it'll be a 2-base hit. He has a double here in the first. 11th of the year for Hunter Renfroe.
That was a changeup that Renfroe was out in front of. He had to wait. He had to reach for it. You can see it. The circle change coming out of Cole's hand. Kind of tumbles away and goes down. Not a bad pitch. It's a strike. Down and away. And Renfroe got the bat on it. Looped it down the left field line for a double.
He's in scoring position now for Christian Villanueva, who we just talked about in the open of the broadcast. This one inside on Villanueva. I think you mentioned it, Tom. He has had a lot of his success against left-handed pitching. And facing a very good lefty right here in Cole Hamels. Inside, it's 2-0. Take a look at the breakdown this year for Villanueva versus lefties and righties. Nobody's hit more home runs against left-handed pitching than Villanueva, and the OPS over 1,200. I mean, those numbers smack of a platoon type player, quite honestly. 2-1 the count.
Well, he's obviously also had a lot more at bats against right-handed pitchers than he has left-handed pitchers. And when you look at the difference, he's had about somewhere around 70 at bats is all against left-handed pitching. That's a lot of home runs against lefties. Why his OPS is over 1,200 against lefties. Much different story against the righties, though. Overall, his batting average is below 230, but the power numbers are pretty good for a rookie.
Recently turned 27 years old. Waits on a 2-2. Hamels will take a moment before throwing it to him. Now, the month of June so far really has not been kind to Villanueva. The average below 200 for him. 15 strikeouts to 4 walks in the month. It's a full count. So a couple of quick outs for Hamels. Margot bounced out on the first pitch. He struck out Myers, but Renfroe with a double. Villanueva has worked the count full. This will be the 16th pitch of the inning. High pop up left side, but way up into the seats. And Chirinos may have taken a bat on the follow through here. Let's take a look.
There's wear and tear when you're a catcher. It's one you just don't expect to get. But in the course of a season, you probably get 5 or 10 of them.
Oh, now the 7th pitch of this at bat. This pop foul back toward us. Won't quite get here. Villanueva really battling with Hamels. Hamels has been much more of a strikeout pitcher this year than the last couple of years. 34 years old, and his payoff pitch, a little roller foul off his foot. The Padres now, that's 7 pitches already in this inning that they've managed to foul off. That's a trend that really can't continue for Hamels if he wants to go deep into this ball game.
Yeah, this is going to be pitch number 19, and that's after a 1-pitch out of the leadoff hitter, Margot.
Here's a 3-2 and a swing and a miss. Strike 3 got him. Second strikeout of the inning for Hamels. It took him 9 pitches to get the last one, but 2 punch outs for Hamels in a scoreless top of the first. And now the Rangers go to work. Chu leading it off once again in left field. Andrews at short, and Omar Mazzara in right. And it's Beltre, Odor, Profar in the middle of things. Chirinos doing the catching. Guzman at first, and Delano DeShields in center field.
And let's look at the pitch arsenal for Joey Lucchesi. 2 pitches, actually 3. Throw a 2-seam fastball most of the time, 65%. And then he'll throw a curveball and what he calls a churve, which is a changeup that breaks like a curveball. He holds it like a circle change, but he throws it like a curveball, and probably throws that a little bit more than his actual curveball. It's a little bit slower than his curveball. So that's probably their version of Jose Leclerc, who throws the cut changeup that looks more like a slider.
A little high with that one. 2 balls and no strikes on Chu. Who has reached base safely now in 37 straight, has the average at 280 with good power numbers. Takes a strike. So Chu, since May 13th now, you look at where he is, not just in the American League, this is all of Major League Baseball. Most walks, 82 times on base during this stretch. And his OPS over 1,000. The 2-1. There's one of those breaking balls. And it's 2-2. Meanwhile, Lucchese's a big fella, 6'5", 227 pounds. 24-year-old left-hander. I love the view he gives us of the glove and the ball before he delivers from our center field camera. It's so cool.
When he does throw his curve, that's the circle change grip. Thumb and first finger form a circle, and that's generally how you would throw your changeup, but you'd make it tail away. He throws his like a curveball, and so it breaks like a curveball, only a little bit slower.
Gets Chu to roll over that one, and Spangenberg throws him out. On the way.
I guess the reality of it is, unless we see the grip in his glove, it's going to be difficult to tell the difference between the curve, there it is because of the grip, and his actual curveball. If you just watch the pitch, you'd say that's a curveball. Might not have quite the same tight rotation as his curveball, but probably unusual to see a guy that throws those two pitches so similar to each other, thrown with entirely different grips.
The grip that we've seen there a couple of times almost looks, to me, you wonder how can you really hold that and control it like that?
Yeah, how can you make it curve like a curveball when you grip it like that?
His first offering to Andrus, off the plate for a ball. Elvis took the day off yesterday. First game he has not played since coming back off the disabled list. And here comes the heat.
This will be the two-seam fastball. Velocity-wise, almost average, 90-91, at least so far in this game. That's what it's been. Herky-jerky style. From the windup, he likes to start off with his hands straight up in the air, brings them back down. And if you had to pick a pitcher that he resembles, although it wouldn't be a perfect resemblance, a little bit like Clayton Kershaw. Clayton's a little bit herky-jerky, straight over the top like that.
Ahead of Elvis, 1-2. And gets him swinging. So a strikeout for Lucchese. 2 out here in the first inning.
If all you watch is the pitch and the swing, you'll see his two-seam fastball. Elvis is a little bit late. You would probably say, at least I would, that that pitch was 93 or 94 miles an hour. It looked like he threw it by Elvis. Velocity-wise, it was 91 miles an hour. I think when you combine seeing him for the first time, the herky-jerky windup, which is a little bit unorthodox, and then the two varieties of curveballs that he throws, probably to a hitter makes his fastball appear to be a little quicker than the velocity on the radar gun might show.
Nomar Mazara now takes a strike. Nomar 7th in the American League with those 51 RBIs this year. Good power numbers with the 14 homers. Nomar, in fact, the last 7 games now, the number is really good all the way around, including those 9 RBIs.
And over a longer period of time, he's knocked in 24 runs in 27 games.
Well, he missed a couple of games. In fact, sat 2 in a row in that series against Colorado. Had soreness in his left wrist, but has then come back now, and in this stretch he's hit safely in 7 of the last 8. Seems to be back on track again. Casey's 2-1. And rushes that one by. Be interesting to see when the Rangers get a runner on base what Luke Casey does, because you can't he can't pitch quite the same style. Can't hold the glove up and just show everybody what the grip is. So it'll be interesting to see what he looks like coming out of the stretch.
There's his 2-seam fastball. The big thing about that is, Dave, he's showing us, but he's not showing the hitter.
Nope. But when you get a runner on second base, he can't display it quite as cleanly as he is right now. It'll be interesting. But I will say this, I really appreciate the way he does it, because this is kind of fun to see right before he goes after it. I feel like I know what's going to happen here.
Looks like the curve.
That looks like a high fly ball out to right field, but he just missed it. And Renfro puts it away to complete a 1-2-3. Bottom of the first, so we've played 1 scoreless so far tonight. The Padres will send their 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Jose Barela, their left fielder, leading it off, and Hamels starts him low with ball 1. Hamels got a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. Runs that one on the inside corner to even the count. Barela now in his 5th big league season. Now, last year was a really good year for him. He's a very versatile player. He's always been that guy that you can use all around the diamond. Last year played 5 different positions. Last year really made strides offensively. Hits this ball on the ground the other way, but right to Rougned Odor. And he is out to start the 2nd. How about our showstopper yesterday? The Dodgers with 7 solo home runs tied the record for most ever in a single game, at least in the modern era, since 1900. Last team to do it, the White Sox against the Blue Jays a couple of years ago. There was a game, about 15 years ago, where the Dodgers hit 8 home runs in one game. That was against Milwaukee. It was 7 solo shots yesterday. Dodgers playing a lot better lately. Still, though, trailing the Diamondbacks by 2.5 games. Diamondbacks turned it around maybe about a week before the Dodgers did.
The Diamondbacks turned it around, started to turn it around when Paul Goldschmidt got hot. He got off to a dreadful start, but he's been heating up. The last 25 or 30 games, he looks like Paul Goldschmidt.
Little high 2-1 to count to A.J. Ellis. Ellis today the designated hitter. Sits safely now in 8 of his last 9 games, so doing a pretty good job. Average at .337. One pitch, and he takes ball 4. So Ellis walks. Padres have a base runner in the 2nd inning. Almost wasn't real happy with that one. We'll have to work to Freddie Galvis now. Galvis just plays every day. He's one of those guys who, a little hard to get him out of the lineup. 28 years old, longtime Philadelphia Philly. And he lines this one into left field. That's a base hit. Ellis around second, tries for third. Here comes a throw from 2. The tag, got him! Well, the play was right there in front of A.J. Ellis, and I'm not real sure what he read on that one, but Chu had him by a mile.
No, that's just bad base running instincts. When you should know that Chu has a solid arm. As you go around second, you can definitely see that he's gotten to the ball in time. And Ellis is a catcher in his mid-30s, so he runs accordingly. He didn't have a whole lot of chance to get there unless it was a bad throw, which tough to bank on a bad throw when it's not that long to begin with. So thank you for that.
Break for Cole Hamels, and Austin Hedges now fouls this one back out of play. 2 out in the inning. Galvis at first with a base hit. And A.J. Ellis takes a lot of the wind out of the sails here for the Padres. Hedges, meanwhile, just back off the disabled list. Rejoined the team yesterday. They were in San Francisco yesterday, the conclusion of a 4-game series. And Hedges in a hole now, 0-2. Hedges was on the DL with right elbow tendonitis. He missed the month of May and so far the entirety of June, that is until yesterday. So it's cost him a lot of time this year. And now, of course, he's trying to get back in the groove again, hitting .165. And he swings and misses. So 3rd strikeout of the night for Cole Hamels, and another goose egg on the board. We played 1.5, no score. When we come back, Adrian Beltre, the veteran, will lead things off for the Rangers. player to watch. Beltre with an interleague average of .333 since 2011. Only Jose Abreu with a better average against the other league. What do you know? Another area, another statistical category in which Adrian Beltre excels. Lucchesi winds it up. And this is up and away to Beltre. Ball one. Beltre hitting .314. Showing no signs of slowing down offensively. Boy, he hit a monster shot in Minnesota as well. A really tough part of the park the other day. That was on Saturday. 1 for 3 yesterday with a walk. .39 years old and still chugging. Takes a strike, 2-1. Casey digging in. Looks like the curve on the way. It's a little bit high. So Adrian, in particular, here at home, has done some of his best work. A .366 average versus almost 100 points lower on the road. He's 4th best in Major League Baseball in his home ballpark. And he should get something good here. Nice strike, full count.
Yeah, both fastballs right at the top of the strike zone. Well, Casey throws a 2-seam fastball, which generally is a sinking fastball. He's used it in this at bat, maybe not on purpose, but at the top of the strike zone.
Really hanging out up there in that upper third of the zone. Full count. Casey, a rookie, had never appeared above AA prior to this year. I said earlier, 24 years old. He just recently turned 25. His payoff pitch. Beltre fouls off yet another.
Yeah, thus far, he's one of those minor league scouting success stories. He was a 4th-round draft choice. Went to college at Southeast Missouri State. He got into the big leagues quickly. 181 innings in A-ball and AA is all that he had. He was probably a 4th-round pick because he wasn't a hard thrower. Fastballs 90 and 91. And you don't see many guys picked in the 1st round with a 90 or 91 mile-an-hour fastball. Well, once you're picked, 4th round is pretty high, but once you're picked, then it's up to your performance. And his performance was pretty good in the minor leagues. 133 hits in 180 innings, not many walks, and a lot of strikeouts. Padres minor league pitcher of the year. Looks like a pretty good draft and pretty good development. Obviously hasn't been here very long, so there's a lot of pitching to be done, but so far the results are pretty good.
On 8 pitches, he walked Beltre to open up this 2nd inning. Here's Odor, and he takes a strike. It'll be interesting, we mentioned earlier, to see what Lucchesi looks like out of the stretch. And so for the first time today, here he is. Obviously has to tone down the way in which he displays the baseball as he reaches in for the grip. So I guess the downside of that is we don't know in advance like we do when he's out of the full windup. 1-1 on Odor. You're right though, Tom. He was the first pitcher from the 2016 draft class to get to the big leagues. He was the 2nd player overall. The Orioles had an outfielder, Austin Hayes, whom they drafted in 2016, and he got to the big league just a smidge earlier. But that's pretty quick. His 39 minor league starts, Lucchese had an earned run average under 2. Odor shoots this one to the left side. Galvis is there. One away.
That's a tough out for Ruge, because with that kind of a shift on, what he's trying to do, he's trying to be patient, see more pitches, lay off bad pitches, trying not to pull the ball into the shift. And so you go up against a left-handed pitcher, you see a number of pitches, and then you hit a line shot the opposite way, and unfortunately it's right at the shortstop. So you're 0 for 1 in that at bat, but it really was a successful at bat because he accomplished what he's working on. You can't guide the ball to find a hole. All you can do is go through the process, do everything you can right, and then hope that when you do hit a ball like that, there's no one there to catch it.
Seen a lot of great improvement lately and effort that way from Odor. Profar now getting the start at third base. He bats 6th. And this one off the end of the bat, foul. Beltre walked to open the inning. Odor with the line out. And now, as we mentioned, Profar, who continues to get pretty regular playing time. Now he is hitless in his last 9 at bats. At the same time, he was plunked 3 times Saturday in Minnesota, which matched his own franchise record for number of times hit by a pitch in one game. Not a record I'm guessing he's interested in tying again. He and Tony Randazzo having a little conversation. The merits of that last pitch, I believe. A swing and a drive to center field. Margot goes back. Room out there for him. 2 gone. Celebrate the 4th of July with America's Pastime. Today only, fans can get $7.40 tickets for the 4th of July. It's the Astros and the Rangers. Use the coupon code USA at TexasRangers.com/specials. We've got a spectacular fireworks show after the game. But again, this offer ends at midnight. $7.40. You can be out here on the 4th of July. And the coupon code, that's an easy one to remember right there. USA. Chirinos takes a curve for a strike. Probably has the average at 197.
I guess one thing to keep an eye on with Joey Lucchese, he's picked off 3 runners. He's got a pretty good move. They have another lefty, Eric Lauer, who's picked off 7 guys already halfway through the season. Lauer was the 2nd pitch from that draft you talked about, Dave, that's gotten to the big league. So Padres have 2 pitchers from the 2016 draft, and they're both in the big leagues. 2 of them are.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, I guess it also depends on the reason why guys are. Yeah, right.
Opportunity. I mean, but generally, when someone gets to the big leagues that quickly, you would expect it to be Justin Verlander, David Price. Maybe this year, Casey Mize, who was the 1st pick in the draft, someone like that. So I think it is a little bit out of the ordinary for, I won't call him a lower round draft choice, because a 4th round draft choice is still a high pick.
Well, he rushes that one by Chirinos for a strikeout. Inning done. 2 scoreless so far tonight. When we come back, Emily Jones up with the Stars.
And three very special gentlemen throwing out the first pitches tonight. Jamie Benn, Stephen Johns, and Ben Bishop. And all did so very swimmingly, I might add. And join me now. Jamie, we'll start with you. Who had the best first pitch, and were you nervous at all?
I wasn't too nervous. Maybe Ben Bishop had the best first pitch. He's been practicing the last couple days, so I'd say him.
Lots of practice. Any nerves out there?
No nerves. I've done it before. I've actually been fortunate enough to do it a couple times now, so it was a lot of fun.
It's you, seasoned veteran over there. All right, batting practice as well for you guys, shagging balls in the outfield. What was your favorite part?
All of it, I guess. Batting practice, obviously a lot of fun. These guys put on a show, hitting home runs and then chasing the balls down like little kids out there. It was just a blast to, kind of be out here, meet the guys, and get to do everything.
And who won the home run derby? Because there wasn't just one or two, there was multiple home runs by each of you.
I think we all did better than expected, and we were all hoping to get one out, and I think the wind helped us out a bit, but I think Jamie had the longest for sure. He had a couple in the upper deck.
Okay.
To be honest, they both had double digits.
They both had. You had a few too?
I had a few, but they had like 14, 12.
Okay, all right, and I understand all of you got some baseball background. Jamie, how far back does it go?
All the way back to high school. I played all the way up till grade 12, and then decided to play hockey instead.
What's it like for you guys to be out here as a part of Stars Night and support your fellow local team?
It's awesome. Obviously it's a bit of a different sport, but get to talk to these guys and get to know their daily routines and kind of compare them to ours. It's definitely cool.
And then finally, big weekend for Dallas and the Stars. NHL, the draft was here. What was that like to have that in your backyard?
Oh, it's nice. It's a big weekend for those kids, and then they have the development camp this week. But it's nice to have it in Dallas. I'm sure the fans loved it. It doesn't come around that often, and I think they had good support for it.
Fellas, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate the time, and way to go out there, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Em. Nicely done today. They were pretty impressive.
Yeah, I got a good look at them during batting practice. I was impressed with how many swings they took. It was 95 degrees down there, and they each took 3 long rounds of batting practice. And on every pitch, they were going all out, and that was pretty impressive. The other thing that you'll never see star athletes in other sports do is go shag the balls when they got done. They were out in the outfield rounding up all the baseballs. So I was very impressed. I think if you had to rank them, I would probably lead off with Jamie Benn. He had a little bit quicker bat. Looked like he might go further in baseball if he chose to. In fact, I bet if he signed after high school, he would have had a chance to get to the big leagues. He had a really good swing. They're good athletes. Stephen Johns, another left-hand hitter, had a good swing. Ben Bishop, I would say he was probably a home run hitter in high school. I don't know that his bat would be quick enough to play after high school, but he launched a couple in the ballpark today. Overall, very impressive. The other thing, all 3 of them looked like a baseball player when they threw the first pitch. So many times, especially basketball players, you get a basketball player and the first thing you say is, how can you grow up an athlete and not know how to throw? I could see you couldn't hit, you couldn't play baseball, but how can you not throw when you watch some of these guys throw? It's just mind-boggling to me. So I give 5 stars to the hockey players because every one of those guys looked like a ball player.
It's clever. 5 stars. I like that, Tom.
Totally unintended. I'm not that clever.
Stays 0-2 on Will Myers. So you pointed out too, I thought this was a good observation today. We were watching a lot of the activities, but right before the ball game, they're down there on the field chatting up with the guys, manager, and you said, like, well, what other sports? They've got to be a little interested or amazed at how casual it can be in baseball, that they could just be out there hanging out.
Well, the big difference between baseball and other sports is baseball is played every single day. And so it is a little bit more relaxed, but not as relaxed as I think it looks. I mean, these guys are prepared. They've gotten there early in the afternoon. They've seen the film. They've taken their practice. They're ready to play the game. They're focused on the pitcher. The pitcher obviously is not that casual on the day of a game, but to just a casual person observing, it is a kind of sport that looks that way. And for 3 guys from another sport to be sitting there talking to the manager and the players 10 minutes before the game start is probably a little bit surprising to them.
Nice play by Profar to complete a 1-2-3. Top of the third, Jamie Benn, Ben Bishop, Stephen Johns. Great to have them out here tonight on Dallas Stars Night. Thank you, Leslie. How about that, Tom? The A's now third in the division. They continue to play really good baseball. They're 3 games over 500.
Yeah, I saw on the highlight shows this morning, that the A's set the major league record for consecutive games with a home run on the road. They're one of the leading offenses on the road this year. They've got some guys throughout their lineup that can show some power and hit. Depth of the rotation might keep them from doing a whole lot better than they're doing, but they've got a promising offense. Chris Davis, one of the best power hitters in the league, kind of anchors it right in the middle. Jed Lowry, another veteran, is having a solid season for him, better than a solid season. And the young guys are chipping in too.
Casey's 0-2 pitch on the way to Guzman. He'll shoot it foul. The other side of that, though, are the Angels. For all the excitement in the offseason, Shohei Ohtani, of course, you've got Trout, and they added some really good pieces, guys like Ian Kinsler at second base. It's been a little bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, the Angels' wins and losses is probably not what they anticipated, but again, you can't use injuries as an excuse. Everybody has them, but they've got 15 guys on the disabled list. So if anyone's going to get a little bit of a pass on their 1-loss record because of injuries, you'd probably have to say the Angels are right up there. I couldn't tell you everybody they've got on the disabled list, but 15 speaks for itself.
Guzman holds off again on another close pitch. 2-2 the count. Casey already over 40 pitches for the night. He's not retired a batter here in the 3rd inning. Last inning started with Beltre drawing an 8-pitch walk. And one of the things the Rangers continue to do very well is work the opposing pitcher. Deep counts. They've been walking with a little more regularity. Guzman, though, chases that one for strike 3. One away here in the 3rd inning.
If you look at Joey LaCasey, you'll see when he gets a lot of rest. 3 times this year he's had 6 or more days. He hasn't pitched very well. 5 days rest has been good, and 4 days rest has been good. Standard rest seems to suit him the best. But long layoffs, I don't know how many pitchers would say they love a long layoff. I know Mike Minor, transitioning from the bullpen to a starter, didn't mind that. But I think as he gets in a groove as the season goes on, he would probably prefer 4 or 5 days rest as well. I think Doug Fister said the same thing. The extra rest is fine. I think for the most part, if you're healthy and you're in a groove, the more often you can go out there, the better it is. I'm not a pitcher, but I would think that that's the way they felt.
1-0 to DeShields. Slow tapper toward first. Myers is going to have to hustle. He does. And he gets to Lino. 2 out here in the 3rd inning. Here's Chu. He grounded out of the 1st inning. Working on that 37-game streak now in which he has reached base safely. On a very nice road trip. Chu hit almost 350 on that trip with a couple of home runs, 3 doubles. So Chu's on base streak, you can see where it stands in franchise history. 2 more to catch Julio Franco, who also has the longest in team history at 46.
Yeah, for the fans that don't go back that far, I kind of feel bad for them that they didn't get a chance to see Julio Franco. He has been one of my all-time favorite Ranger hitters. His style, the way he hit, the results were pretty good as well. I've said this a number of times. The year he hit 340, 344, whatever it was, I've never seen a guy hit the ball harder for 6 months than he did. Maybe Josh Hamilton, when Josh hit 350 or 360, whatever it was. But Julio was not a pull hitter. He was more of a right center field hitter. They shaded him that way. And he must, I have no idea how many outs he made, but one right after the other. Line shot to second, line shot to right center field, someone right there to catch it, and he still hit 340.
This one blasted by third. Base hit for Chu. It's a 9-game hitting streak for Shin-Soo Choo, and he's reached base safely in 38 in a row.
Just in one of those great streaks, and as we talked the last time we did a game together, Dave, this is not the first time he's had a streak like this. This might not be the best streak that he's had. Might be the best streak he's had as far as consecutive games go, but as far as overall numbers, he's been there before. This is not, wow, look at this for Chu. That's the kind of player he's capable of being, and the kind of player he's been before.
So just 1 away from Franco now. Well, Chu is aboard. Elvis Andrus, very slow start since rejoining the club. 2 hits in his first 22 at-bats, coming off the disabled list.
Yeah, the injury came at a bad, no injury comes at a good time, but Elvis is coming off 2 seasons where he hit around 300. Last year he showed the big power numbers.
That one hard the other way, but Renfroe is there and the inning is over. So we have played 3 complete tonight. Neither team has scored a run.
Fan of the game, and it is Alvin Wimmer. He served our country in the Air Force, also here with his son and his grandson, but it's also your 59th wedding anniversary. So as a favor, I'm going to give you this bag and let you say something to your beautiful bride back home who's watching.
Oh, I hope you're watching, babe.
Okay. Maybe a happy anniversary?
And happy anniversary.
She's put up with you for 59 years. I doubt you're going anywhere, Alvin.
There you go.
Congratulations,
All right,
buddy.
Thank you much.
Guys.
That's great. That is great. And thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
Scoreless game here, 4th inning. Hunter Renfroe.
So what are your thoughts on the old Padre uniforms that featured the brown? Are you a fan?
Yeah.
You're a fan?
Yeah, I like it. And maybe it's just because
they were
of
unique.
the whole. Yeah, it's a childhood thing, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
That stays 0-2. Raleigh Fingers is here tonight, which is awfully nice.
There you go.
Trying to disguise himself.
How about the old Astro uniforms with the stripes?
I like those.
I did too.
Yeah. That's a good look. Now they're talking about, they're considering very seriously bringing the brown and yellow back 2 years from now. They're already talking about it, but they're surveying fans, I believe, but not for next year. Next year they have something else planned, which is beyond me.
Interim uniform?
Yeah, like an interim uniform. That's exactly right. And then maybe they'll go back. How about that dude, though, sporting the Raleigh mustache and everything? That's commitment
pretty
to your
good.
favorite player. Bouncer third base, way back of the bag. Profar, and his throw pulls Guzman off. So Renfroe is on to start the 4th inning.
Yeah, that's a play that's hard to make when you've been playing shortstop all season long. It's a different angle. It's a long throw. You don't really have time to get your feet underneath you. You've got to get rid of it. And the throw sailed and went wild.
Infield hit for Renfroe. And Villanueva shoots first pitch foul out of play.
When Jurickson first started playing shortstop after Elvis's injury, his throws were somewhat erratic, but slowly over time, by the end, they got better and better as he became more accustomed to the position and the different throws. And so now he's going to have to get used to throws from all infield positions. That's the role that he'll have now that Elvis is back.
In the dirt, 1-1. Padres have had runners on now in every inning but the 3rd. Got a little help in the 2nd inning on a base running gap by A.J. Ellis. 2-1 the count.
Take a look at the hot zone for Christian Villanueva. Where does he like the ball? Well, most guys do like it right down the middle. He likes it down the middle and slightly in, or down and away. He does not like the ball up and out over the plate. Well, if you have the kind of fastball that you can throw up consistently and you can keep it middle of the plate to the outside part of the plate, that seems to be a weak spot for him.
It's this ball well to left field, but it drops in front of Chu. Back-to-back hits here in the 4th inning.
Left fielder Jose Rivera.
Renfroe stopped at second, so station to station here in the 4th. Now Jose Pirela, who is 0 for 1, he rolled out in the 2nd. And this is a spot where Hamels could use another ground ball. Pirela hits ground balls at about as high a rate as anybody in the game. Over 55% of the time it's on the ground. One right off of Chirinos' face mask. Oof.
You know, all catchers get these. It just seems like Robbie gets more than his share. You know, there's nothing a catcher does right or wrong that determines how many balls are going to come straight back and hit you in the mask. That is, to me, that's got to be the worst one. It hit right in the center of his forehead. It's one thing if they glance off. Those are bad enough. Pudge knows exactly how those feel. But when you get one square like that, it's probably coming off the bat 85 miles an hour or so, sometimes a little harder than that. And even with the current day protection and the state-of-the-art mask that they have, those still rattle your head, inside your head, and cause you to be stunned. And when you've had concussions in the past, every time you get one, you know, as a Ranger fan or in the dugout, you hold your breath.
I think particularly when you think about his history, he missed all of 2012 due to a concussion that he sustained in spring training. That's when he was with the Rays. He was traded to the Rangers prior to the next season. But I mean, anytime you miss an entire year, it's frightening every time it happens again. Bouncer at third base. Profar touches the bag, throws to first. In time for the double play. What a job once again by Jurickson Profar. Quick reaction to get back to third.
Yeah, you've got a choice how you're going to make this play. Are you going to go to second to first, which is probably the easiest way? Yeah, let's see that one. That's going to be close. They might check that one, but I don't know if it's blatant enough to be overturned. Or do you catch the ball and get the lead runner, go back to third? The difference is when both plays are over, you've either got a man at third or a man at second. Let's see. I don't know that you can change that. What do you think?
I don't think you can.
It looked like a tie, but I think it's one of those, whichever way it's called, it's got a good chance of standing.
Yeah, I'm with you, I think. But they no longer does the ball have to be considered in the back of the glove or in the pocket to be caught. It just has to be, quote unquote, in the cylinder. As we think about basketball.
In which case, I don't think they can overturn.
Yeah, and it looked to me like his glove, the ball was already in that territory, staked out by his glove. So for the moment, it's a double play. This replay review brought to you by Ford. Let's take a look. Where's his foot? Where's the ball? Oh, see, I think to me, that's really tough, Tom. I don't think they can overturn it.
No, I think he's out. I don't think there's any chance that gets overturned.
He is out. So, word in from New York did not take long. Bill Welke, our crew chief and second base umpire today, with the signal. Andy Green took a chance. It did not work out. So 2 away. Villanueva in scoring position at second.
You know, if you're an infielder making that kind of a play, and you feel like to make sure you don't throw it too high, and you've got a first baseman like Ronald Guzman, you feel pretty comfortable bouncing it over there, throwing it low, because he's so good at scooping them up. You know, Dave, he does have the best scoop rate in baseball.
That's one of my favorite stats.
Or is he the one with the best scoop rate, or was it somebody else? It was somebody else who actually had the best rate. He was, whoever it was 17 for 17.
But who knows? He might have passed him by now. That's a routine play. And they get A.J. Ellis, and the inning is done. Who knows? We'll have to find out later. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, still no score. Buick dealer today. Little defense tonight has been a pretty big factor. Rangers and Padres, no score. Bottom of the fourth inning. Mazara, Beltre, Odor, the hitters do here in the fourth. So this young man, Joey Lucchesi, also known as nickname Joey Fuego, has pitched well tonight. I don't exactly know why they call him Joey Fuego. He doesn't throw that hard. We've seen about 91 the tops on the fastball today.
Maybe got it when he was younger.
He has been sharp tonight. Of course, tore right through the minor leagues to get to the big leagues very quickly. Tonight he has allowed one hit and one walk, and there's a ground ball to the left side. Villanueva right there on top of it, throws out Mazzaro, one away. So the Padres, it's a long road stretch. They're in San Francisco yesterday. How about this? This is the shot from the top of a tour bus on their way to the ballpark. It was Pride Parade yesterday in San Francisco, which is a huge deal. And their bus driver did not get to the hotel, so their traveling secretary found an empty tour bus, asked the guy, said, hey, any chance you could give us a lift? We've got a police escort. And so they did. The guy said, sure, how much?
You know, a lot of teams use the same bus companies on the road. So many bus drivers drive the bus for different teams. I would be shocked if San Diego uses our bus company, because Charles would never be late, ever.
No.
So if I was going to give some advice to the Padres, not that they'd care to hear it, I would go to the bus company that employs Charles.
Yeah. Talk to Josh Shelton and get the number.
Josh will give you the number.
A little bit high, because the story goes, we found out, you know, more details. The guy slept through his alarm.
That's what I should have said that. I didn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, they slept through their alarm, and that's something you would not have to worry about if Charles was your bus driver.
2-1 pitch to Beltre. Leaving things up here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Adrian walked on 8 pitches in the second inning. Yesterday was the 20-year anniversary of his major league debut. He takes inside. It's a full count. He was 19 years old. And hopefully you got a chance to read the story by Evan Grant in the Dallas Morning News. Really nicely reported. Some of the good details behind the scenes for Adrian. Casey's payoff. Up and away, ball 4. So 2 walks tonight for Adrian. Let's pause a moment for a word from our friends at Southwest Kia.
At Southwest Kia, we've made car buying easy. $250 down delivers, monthly payments $250 a month or less. SouthwestKia.com.
My favorite part of the story about Beltre's call-up was that in the minor leagues, he was benched the day the news came down that they were calling him up. He was benched because they did not like the way he was catching fly balls.
Yeah, that's
teach him a lesson.
You just go with a guy like Adrian. You just look at the results, not how he does it. Just look at the results. You got a young player that plays with the joy and the energy that he played with. Don't try to change anything. Doesn't matter what the Dodger way was. That's not how we do it here, son. I like what Adrian said. I just tuned him out. Didn't listen to a word he said.
This one in there for a strike to Odor, 1-1. All the other players, the guys in the big leagues who were playing ahead of him at the time, they all knew. They're like, oh, this guy, this is the guy. I don't know what they're doing, basically monkeying around with me. Just get this guy up here. He's got the special stuff.
If you want to reprimand somebody, I think the kind of player that you reprimand is someone who has a bad attitude is lazy, doesn't adhere to team rules, won't get with the program, and so on and so forth.
What did I do?
But you do not reprimand someone who plays his heart out with joy because of the way he grew up playing the game. That's just not the guy you do it to.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Odor. See the
It's
shift
like telling
against
Willie
relief.
Mays he can't make a basket catch. That's not the proper way to make the catch.
Stop having so much fun out there.
Well, we don't care. We want you to catch it the right way. The other thing that someone might have said to Adrian at a young age, you know, not many infielders catch the ball, stop dead in their tracks, and throw flat-footed to first base. We think you ought to move your feet and go toward first base when you throw the ball. At least no one tried to change that, or maybe they did try. But guys just have different styles. It's not necessarily how you teach a 7-year-old in Little League how to do it just because one big league player does it that way. And so you can't really go by what a big leaguer does as what's the appropriate way to teach a little leaguer. At the same time, if they get that far with that kind of performance, you don't try to change them. Everybody has a different style, different way of throwing, different ways of catching it.
Top stays full. Yeah, so it's funny. They were upset about the way he was catching the ball. You bring up the flat-footed way which he threw the ball and throws the ball. I mean, he could have just have easily been upset about going down to one knee in the batter's box, the fast feet. You know, there's pretty much nothing he does orthodox.
No.
He's got his own way of doing it.
He's got his own style. That's why everybody loves the guy. Well, 3,000 hits doesn't hurt either, but it's the way he goes about it that I think sets him apart from a lot of great players. They're all great, but they all didn't play with the same style he plays with.
His 21st season of big league baseball. Must be the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Odor. Another really good at-bat for him. And he fouls off another. So it kind of, I guess, alluded to it earlier. Some of the at-bats that the Rangers have been putting on pitchers lately. This is the 3rd of the night for a Rangers hitter that has gone 7 or more pitches. Beltre had that 8-pitch walk in the 2nd. Odor's going to see his 9th pitch right here.
And Profar has had probably top 5 hitters who have seen more than 8 pitches in an at-bat.
Odor strikes out. 2 gone here in the 4th inning.
We talked about the pitch that he throws that looks like a curveball. He would probably call it his changeup. They've named it the churve. He holds it like a changeup, has the effect of a changeup, but it breaks like a curveball. Ranger fans have heard the Rangers talk about Jose Leclerc, who throws a changeup that looks exactly like a slider. So it's come to be called more of a cut slider as opposed to a changeup, a cut changeup, excuse me, rather than a slider or a changeup, to kind of differentiate the way it breaks. There's Jose, Alex Claudio.
This one bounces up there. Beltre scrambles out to second, a wild pitch. As the Rangers' first base runner in scoring position tonight.
There's that curveball breaking straight down into the ground out in front of home plate.
Made Luke Casey work. This will be his 20th pitch of the inning.
And coming off the disabled list before his last start. They're not going to overextend him. In fact, there's someone warming up in the bullpen.
But that little tapper to first base ends the threat in the fourth. We played 4 complete, no score. There's no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by GMC. Visit your local GMC dealer. Beautiful night tonight, 94 degrees at first pitch tonight. So nice just to be back home. Rangers, seems like haven't spent a lot of time in this ballpark lately. Scoreless game, and Cole Hamels will get the bottom third of the order. Our Kubota power stats on Cole Hamels. You look at the whiff percentage by pitch thrown this year. He doesn't get a lot of swing and miss on the fastball, but he does on the off-speed stuff.
He gets a lot of swings and misses at his changeup, and a lot of his changeups are thrown in fastball counts. In other words, counts that he's behind in, 2-0, 3-1, 2-1, where hitters tend to look for a fastball. And when you've got a good changeup and you can throw it close enough to the strike zone, either for a strike or close enough that the hitter swings at it when he's looking for a fastball, you will get a lot of swings and misses, and that's worked to his advantage. I think his changeup has been better this year definitely better this year than last year.
A little slow roller third base. Nothing Profar can do with that one, and Galvis has his second hit of the night.
Austin Hedges.
That'll bring up Austin Hedges.
In fact, that really, when you look at Cole and the way he's thrown the ball in the month of June, and really the way he's thrown the ball for quite a while, all his pitches have been good. His cutter, I think, has been better than last year. His curveball. Changeup was pretty good last year, so it's at least as good, maybe a little bit better than last year, but I think his curveball and his cutter have definitely been more consistent.
He has 8 swings and misses so far tonight, and we showed that he doesn't get a lot with the fastball. It's not the same fastball he came up with as a youngster with Philadelphia. He also doesn't throw it in the strike zone very often. So it's not as if he's looking to get a lot of swings and misses on the fastball. He's just trying to throw hitters off and set them up with those off-speed pitches. Hedges 0 for 1. Well, it's just one foul out of play. Let's check in with Emily.
Yeah, in talking to Jeff Bannister about Cole and how he seems to, historically, especially with this team, get stronger as the year progresses, he cited reference to his competitiveness and the fact that if he does start slow, he's so intent on turning that around and figuring out what it is that's not going right and making those adjustments within not only a game but within a season to ensure that he continues to get stronger.
Diving knockdown at third base by Profar. But he can't do anything with it. That's another infield hit, so 2 hits down to third base.
Yeah, Padres really have not hit the ball hard. They've had 6 hits in the game, but almost every one of them has not been hit on the barrel of the bat. Last inning, they started out with a couple of hits. Renfroe had an infield hit. Villanueva hit a little looping semi-line drive to left field. Hunter Renfroe's double in the first inning was hit okay, but it was a changeup that he was way out in front of. Really didn't jump off his bat. The last inning, after a couple of hits, nobody out, Cole induced a double play.
2 men aboard, and Spangenberg was thinking about bunting there. Spangenberg, the second baseman, batting 9th, .234 average so far this year. And again, gives it a look. Hamill's not happy that he missed. 2-0. So with the bases empty this year, opposing batters do quite a bit better than they do with runners on base. Cole has shown an ability to really dial it in a little bit in these spots. High pop up, foul territory, third base side, might be playable. No.
Well, let's see what the Padres do on this pitch. First couple of pitches, it looked like Spangenberg was going to bunt, sacrifice bunt. Count went to 2-0, and the Padres changed on the 2-0 pitch because they knew that Cole had to throw a strike. To do that, he would probably throw a fastball. And with Spangenberg up there looking for a fastball, getting a fastball, his chances of getting a hit under those circumstances was much better. Now on the 2-1 count, see if they go back to the bunt.
They do, or at least think about it. 3-1 the count.
Now what will they do? Now it's like a 2-0 pitch. It's a 3-1 pitch. You're going to see a fastball. Do you have the same thought 3-1 that you had when it was 2-0? That's what Andy Green is contemplating right now, or has contemplated and made his decision and passed it on to the third base coach.
Almost at second, Hedges at first, and there's a big swing and another foul ball. It's a full count.
Well, we can't carry on the discussion now because now there's 2 strikes, so he has to swing now. But in each case, when it was 2-0 and 3-1, and I agree with that thought, let the guy drive the ball when he's ahead in the count. You know he's going to get a fastball. Didn't work out. Spangenberg had a couple of good swings. He just fouled them off. When you weren't sure what kind of pitch it was going to be, this kind of a game, no score, middle of the game, bunt's okay too.
Payoff, got him on the hand. Ooh. I think it did.
Or did he foul?
Maybe it went off the knob of the bat. And
it sure sounded
foul ball.
Like something other than ball on bat. But the hitter is staying right there. He's not acting like it hit him. Let's look. Oh, good call, Dave.
Yeah.
That's right off the barrel of the bat. Now, usually when it hits the knob of the bat, I should say, it hits right on the bottom of the bat. That hit the side of the bottom of the bat. And the reason it did is because he chokes up 2 or 3 inches. If his hands were right down at the bottom of the barrel, bottom of the bat, that might have hit the side of his hand.
Chopper up the middle. Odor backflip to second. They get the out there, but that is all they will get. 1 out. With the high bounce in there, you knew there was going to be very little chance of double play.
The only way he could have done it is if, as the ball's coming down, if he could have caught it and tagged the runner. But to catch it on the hop, he had to come in front of the runner And he got the lead runner by flipping back to Elvis.
So runners on the corners, Galvis at third, Spangenberg at first. But double play still in order, so you could get that double play and get out of the inning. Margot, very quick runner at the plate, so that would be a stiff challenge. You look at the average for Margot with runners in scoring position this year. Now this is all of Major League Baseball. Only Gurriel, Freddie Freeman, and Matt Kemp really in his league are ahead of him. Jose Altuve just behind there at 410 this year. And there's the man in scoring position, Galvis at third. One.
There's that changeup and fastball count. Hitter's a little pumped up. Scoreless game, man on third, less than 2 outs. You want to put your team on the board. You're going to be aggressive. Cole took advantage of that aggressiveness with the changeup.
Well, Margot has hit into 5 double plays this year. Shows bunt.
Tough to bunt when you've got the first baseman in and the third baseman in and the pitcher charging. You got to lay down a pretty good bunt. Not a squeeze play. He wasn't running, so the bunt has to be very good with guys charging. The guy at third, sometimes the manager has a sign. Billy Martin used to have a sign, bunt for a base hit with a man on third. But if the hitter does it on his own, you can catch the runner at third by surprise. He doesn't get a good jump and he can't go.
This ball well struck out to left field. Chu looks up. It is gone. Margot just his 3rd home run of the year, but accounts for 3 runs. And the Padres get the first runs of the night. That's a bit of a stunner.
I wish the pitch before it was a pitch he liked so that he would have bunted at it. Instead, he hits a ball that doesn't look like a 3rd home run for a guy. Looks like a guy that's got some power where he drove that ball. There's no doubt about that one. Chu just turned and watched it. And it goes to a deep part of the ballpark, 10 or 12 rows back. I have to think that that's one of the better balls Margot has ever hit.
424 feet. Just his 16th career home run. Now Will Myers takes low, 1-1 the count. Well, that's one very big swing tonight. Well, Margot. Myers takes a breaking ball for a strike.
Well, that ball's obviously hit well, 420 feet. But the runners on base were on base on 2 little infield hits, a dribbler and a chopper.
Myers strikes out swinging, 2 away in the inning.
Margot's thinking, man, am I glad I didn't bunt.
Yeah, this whole home run thing's a lot more fun. And he's one of the players they're very excited about as Renfroe fouls one off. I think that's the 23rd foul ball hit by the Padres tonight. That seems like a very big number. Almost just misses the corner, 1-1. So 3 runs in. A couple of infield hits and a Margot homer. Hamill's already 25 pitches into the inning, and he gets Renfroe to wave at that one for strike 2. Chopper up the middle, and that one is through. Renfroe has his 3rd hit of the night. The Padres just racking them up this evening.
Yeah, they're racking up the hits, but other than the home run, they're not hitting them very hard. That's just a chopper that is hit right up the middle finds a hole. That pretty much has been the case today. Again, other than the home run, there hadn't been a hard hit ball. What you can do about that, you induce weak contact, get the ground ball, and 3 times this inning, they've resulted in hits.
Villanueva has a hit in 2 tries. Originally signed by the Rangers back in 2008 as a free agent out of Mexico, Guadalajara, Mexico, where he was born. Runner goes, a swing and a miss. No throw offered. Renfroe has his first stolen base of the year.
That's just a case where Renfroe got a good lead, and the second Cole moved, he took off, counting on Cole going to the plate, not throwing to first. And the element of surprise worked. Robinson saw the jump and knew there was no sense throwing it.
Villanueva strikes out for the 2nd time this evening. Inning is done, but the Padres score first on the Margot homer. It's 3-0. AFN, the American Forces Network. We welcome all those serving in countries around the world aboard naval ships at sea, and we thank you for your service. Great to have you along with us tonight. And now we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Casey's out of the game, and our hard thrower, a right-hander, throws 100 miles per hour. 99 at times. Robert Stock. And see yesterday against the Giants, 1 scoreless inning with a couple of strikeouts for him. Good heat there at 97 miles per hour, but he misses. 2-0. Yesterday was his big league debut, and he threw the 10th inning in that ball game in San Francisco.
Got a nice text. You probably got it too from Jared Sandler. Yeah. Jared Sandler, one of our radio broadcasters, pre and post game host, was at USC, University of Southern California, and was one of the announcers for their baseball team when Robert Stock pitched there. He wanted to be a hitter, which kept some of the interest in him as a pitcher down a little bit. But he talked about his legendary career, if you want to call it a career, in youth baseball in California. When he was 13, he hit a home run in 7 straight at bats during a tournament. Went to USC when he was 16. Very smart kid. Hasn't quite lived up to the hype, but getting an opportunity to do it now at the big league level. Good start for the Rangers. Robin Chirinos hit by a pitch for the 10th time this year.
Chirinos on now for Ronald Guzman. So just 4 innings today for Lucchesi. They allowed only the 1 hit, a couple of walks, struck out 4. Padres bullpen will have to take it the rest of the way. Guzman watches one low and in. A lot of heat so far from Robert Stock. Mentioned 28 years old, spent part of 6 years in the minor leagues. And he'll get a visit. So a mound visit burned here as Austin Hedges goes out there to talk to him. Stock can appreciate Hedges. He's a converted catcher. Stock was drafted by the Cardinals in the 2nd round back in 2009, but as a catcher, and didn't make the switch to pitcher until some 3 years later in the Cardinals organization. Now a Padre. Ooh, up and in. So 3 balls and no strikes on Guzman. He hit. Chirinos having a tough time finding the strike zone. Padres just scored 3 runs in the top of the inning. Guzman take it all the way. 3-1 the count. Hits this ball hard out to right field. Not hard, actually. Drops it in front of Renfroe. That's a base hit. So a hit batter and a single. Rangers have a little something going here to start the 5th inning. We'll take a Chevy game break. Send it back to Leslie McCaslin.
Blake Snell started that game, had a no-hitter into the 7th inning. It was broken up. He's got a chance to win his 10th game. Got a really good chance, depending on the rest he gets before the All-Star game, to pitch in the All-Star game. Having a great year.
Rays have been playing better lately too. Our Lowe's whole team together. The on-base percentage in June for these Rangers hitters so impressive. Delino there at .391, second best on the team. Look at all those guys at basically .350 or better. Rangers have the 2nd best team on base percentage in the American League this month. Shields bunts it foul. 0-2 the count. Our Southwest Airlines bullpen live look as we check in again on the bullpen, and this time Craig Stammen getting ready. So it might be a short one today for Robert Stock. We'll have to wait and see.
Padres have a number of guys in their bullpen having nice seasons. Stammen's one of them. 4-0 with a 1.96 ERA.
Off the plate, 1-2. Stammen, a guy who they have been using a little bit later in the game. This would be early for the Padres to be bringing him in. They've got their closer, Brad Hand, has been outstanding. Their setup man, Kirby Yates, has been very good as well. There's strike 3 called, and the Shield strikes out looking, 1 away here in the 5th inning.
Left fielder Shinzo
shown some upper 90s heat, and he shows a pretty nice slider on the outside corner. Lino knew that was probably going to be strike 3. Wasn't surprised by the call by the umpire. In this kind of a game, the Rangers have the right guy at the plate right now.
Chu has already extended his hitting streak and his on-base streak tonight. Got a little anxious there. Base hit in the 3rd, grounded out in the 1st inning. Chirino's 2nd, Guzman at 1st. And Chu hits this one well out toward right center. Gonna drop in, base hit around 3rd base. Chirinos, he comes to the plate. Here comes a good throw, and they got him. Renfroe has a cannon for an arm in right field, and we just got a little look at it.
Yeah, a throw to the plate to get the runner didn't look like it was going to enter the equation when the ball was hit. The ball is in on the fist and jammed Chu. It's a little blooper. Chirinos was running all the way. He didn't really stop. But it's hard to outrun that shot that Renfroe throws to the plate, mainly because he's got a strong arm. He's right behind 2nd base when he threw it. The throw was in plenty of time at the plate. Like off the bat when he threw the ball, you say, well, good, we're going to get a run. Guzman's aggressive, going to take 3rd, 1st and 3rd, 1 out, got a chance to get another run. Instead, Renfroe gunned down Chirinos at the plate with a nice throw.
So it's going to be up to Elvis. He really needs something to fall in right now. He lined out his last time up. 0 for 2. The hits have not come easily since coming back off the disabled list. Stock way off the plate there, 98 miles per hour. 1-1. Haven't been a lot of opportunities tonight. Lucchesi out of the game. Robert Stock in, the 1-1 pitch. Did he go? No. John Midka, our first base umpire. A hit batter, a single, a strikeout. Then the base hit by Chu. And the outfield assist from Renfroe. And down Chirinos. Here's the pitch. It's 2-2. Elvis got the day off yesterday, hoping just to give him a little break, get him off his feet. That's part of it. Maybe a mental break as well. 2-2, and this one in the air, foul, out of play. Before he went on the DL, Elvis had reached in 13 of the first 14 games of the year. Had been on 26 times in those first 14 games and had only 2 strikeouts. Well, he was locked in. A broken elbow in that game against Anaheim cost him about 2 months. He continues to reassure us that he's fine. No problems. The elbow's great. Seventh pitch of the at-bat. And he shoots this one into right field. Base hit. There's the hit for Andrus. Guzman is in. Chu stops at 2nd. And the Rangers are on the board.
We're talking about Elvis and the timing of his injury, coming off the 2 years that he had. Off to an excellent start, hitting over 320, 50 at bats into the season. And then an extended time on the disabled list. It takes a while to get back in a groove. But once Elvis gets in a groove, we know what he's capable of doing. And maybe going the other way and finding a hole with that base hit will be just what he needs.
That's it for Robert Stock. Padres will go into that bullpen. Craig Stammen coming on here in the 5th. '17th live on Fox. Craig Stammen in his 34th appearance of the year.
Stammen's having a nice season. ERA under 2. 41 strikeouts in 36 innings. Not many walks. And he keeps the ball in the ballpark. Pretty much exactly what you want to see from a reliever. Late inning reliever, even though he's in the middle of this game. Guy that doesn't walk many and doesn't give up home runs. Generally, he's in close games, and those things can kill you in close games. So he's been strong in those areas.
Inherits a couple of base runners here. Chu and Elvis Andrews. But that's what this bullpen has been so good at doing this season. Only 19% of inherited base runners have scored. That is the best percentage in baseball. You said earlier their bullpen has been good, and that's one of the ways, and one of the very important ways in which they've been great. Chu and Andrews. Mazzara waves at strike 2.
Yeah, they've got a number of left-handers in their bullpen, but they go with Stammen right here. Left-hand hitters are only hitting a little bit above 200 against him. So lefty-righty doesn't really matter. It's whether you can get guys out or not. And this year he's doing a nice job of that.
Rangers have a very good hitter at the plate, though, in the form of Mazzara. 7th in the league with 51 RBIs. Last year drove in 100 runs to lead the team. So certainly argue the right man in the right spot here. Be awfully big if he could get even just one of these guys in. The 0-2. And this ball hit well center field. Margot going back. Does he have room? He's at the wall, and he'll make the catch. And Nomar just missed it. So the Rangers leave 2. Ballpark just a little too big on that swing.
by sharing a photo or video with hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
We've played 5. Now in the 6th inning, 3-1 San Diego, and Hamels dumps the first one in there for a strike to Pirela, who is 0 for 2. Both times he's hit the ball on the ground, which is not even a little bit surprising, because that's what he does.
Must not have worked on his launch angle this year.
Nope. Not a believer.
Emphasis being placed on hitting the ball in the air than ever before. There's a launch angle.
Launches that one out into left field, and that one is gone. Second home run of the year for Pirela, and it's a 4-1 Padres lead. A couple of surprise parties tonight for the Padres.
Yeah, and we talked about Margot hit his 3rd home run. Pirela has hit his 2nd home run. Both of those balls were hit like home runs that a guy with 10 or 11 home runs might hit. The one that Margot hit went to left center field about 12 rows back. This one by Pirela didn't have a chance to go too much farther than it did because it was a line shot. 109 miles an hour exit speed. And with a little higher launch angle, that would have been 420 or 430. It was hit hard enough.
Top of the 6th inning, a run across, and a new pitcher, Tony Barnett, in now for the Rangers. So the bullpen activated. A.J. Ellis leading it off for San Diego. Barnett's first pitch in there for a strike.
And the numbers for Tony are solid. Not many walks, strikeout per inning, good opponent's batting average, fastball, curve, and a cutter are the pitches Tony likes to feature.
Ground ball, shortstop. Andrus is there. And an easy put out. Tom, tomorrow the World Cup continues on Fox and FS1 with a full slate of matches. It all kicks off at 8 a.m. with France taking on Denmark. And later will be Messi and Argentina in dire need of a win, by the way, against Nigeria. The World Cup on Fox and FS1. We're going to stream it all on the Fox Sports Go app.
I won't be zeroed in on the games tomorrow. My team, the team from England, has played 2 games. Our captain, Harry Kane, has had a great tournament so far. First game, they needed a goal late. He headed one in. Last game, a couple of penalty kicks and a goal. Had 3 goals, 4 goals in 2 games for our captain, Harry Kane. English team off to a great start in this World Cup.
you have to feel very good about it.
I'm very interested and very happy with the English guys. They look like they're playing cohesively as a unit. Good chemistry on this team.
Now I teased you via text the other day because I was watching a little bit and Kane was going crazy, and I said I picture you running around your living room waving your scarf, and you said you had watched the first half, but you DVR'd the second half.
Yes.
You are
And
right.
so I DVR'd the second half. Unfortunately, I found out what the results were before it was over, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You do realize how I found out, don't you? It was your text
I'm sorry.
that told me that Harry Kane starred in the game.
Well,
I was still, what I did was, my wife was watching it. She's actually into it now too. She was watching the game. I didn't tell her that I already knew the outcome. And I said, look, the star of our team is Harry Kane. There's a good chance if something good happens here, he's going to be the guy that does it. So it actually worked out very well.
Oh, man. She had to be so impressed.
Yeah, I think it was a good move by Fox to get us interested in this by picking a team. I would not have watched these games. And while I'm not going to consider myself in any way someone that knows a lot about soccer, I am interested in it. I am having fun watching it.
Pop foul back behind the plate.
We had the hockey players out here. We ought to get the World Cup champion out here, see if they can hit and throw.
Yeah, right.
Now that would be fun.
That would be awesome.
I'll bet you whichever team it was, you pick a team in the World Cup. If you took their best player, I bet you he could throw a ball better than 5 or 6 of the basketball players who have tried.
And of course, their sport, they're prohibited from using their hands.
You can't even use your hands. And the reason is because nobody can throw a ball worse than some of those guys.
Charles Barkley?
I haven't seen him throw. John Wall just keeps coming to mind for me. And even the ones that can get it to home plate, they look like they're throwing with their opposite hand.
1-2. Oh, it just missed. Well, if you've ever seen Charles Barkley golf, and I'm sure you have.
I like to golf, and you can tell that Charles loves golf.
Yeah.
And to have whatever would you call it, the yips?
Yeah, the yips, the thing.
To have that and mess up his swing, I really feel bad for the guy.
Hedges strikes out swinging, and that will end the inning. Tony Barnett restores a little order here. 3 up, 3 down in his appearance. Bottom of the 6th inning coming. Rangers offense needs to get going. Park, fellas.
I bet you they've all seen Sandlot.
I bet you they have. 6th inning, Rangers trailing by 3. Craig Stammen stays in the game. It'll be Beltre, Odor, and Profar here in the 6th.
Well, last inning we talked about my team, the English squad. How's your team doing?
Mixed bag so far. 1-1 to Beltre. They had a.
Who is your team?
Well, Sweden, and they beat Korea 1-0, but they had a frustrating loss to Germany 2-1.
I watched some of that game.
Saw the finish, I presume.
Saw the finish. Saw the German coaches taunting the Swedish coaches. Very unsportsmanlike.
Didn't seem very cool. So they've got a big one this Wednesday. Sweden and Mexico, and that's
Well,
I don't want to say it's a
game.
must win, but it's pretty close to it. Tapper foul. 2-2 on Beltre. Where's Emily? Emily, you were Germany, right?
Yeah, the unfortunate incident where my jersey went missing. I never got to do the big reveal. I selected Germany as my team to root for very specific reasons. I'm mostly English, but about 30% German, and I wanted Germany because I like Dirk Nowitzki, to be quite honest.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
So I am pulling for Germany. Things did not start well for the German national team, but I understand we've rebounded nicely, or at least are still in it. And I picked the number 49 because my dad was born in 1949, and my 2 kids' birthdays, the 31st and the 18th, add up to 49.
Nicely done.
Very nice.
Beltre rolls out to start the 6th inning here.
Now, Em, you say you understand that the German team has played pretty well. Does that mean you're not watching?
Well, I mean, I'm paying attention to what's going on in the World Cup. I'm not parked in front of a television watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've got little kids. I can understand that.
I do. They require a lot of attention,
They
Tom.
do.
They do.
Hey, if you can find a little kid to sit there and watch a soccer game, he's probably got the flu, or maybe a sprained ankle.
Yeah, there's a lot that's required, some bells and whistles to maintain the attention.
Odor with a smash into right field. Rangers have a base runner here in the 6th inning.
Or in all fairness, you might have a little kid that loves soccer.
I'll tell you what.
Can't wait to watch.
My kids, and they've been this way for a long time now, they love it.
My oldest son does to this day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
They couldn't watch enough.
You got to like the announcer that announces goal.
Well, yes.
It takes him about 3 minutes to get through his call. He's making his call while they're back playing.
Andres Cantor, look, he gets to do this every 4 years, and he is more than ready.
I love that guy.
He is one of the most enthusiastic. That's one of the greatest calls in all of sport.
Is he the guy that's doing the pregame show?
I don't know.
Because that guy's pretty funny too.
The announcers in soccer, for my money,
they're colorful.
They're colorful.
Yeah.
It might be the best sport for announcers.
Yeah.
They are fun. Profar 0 for 2. This ball hard up the middle. That's a base hit. Odor will have to stop at second. Back-to-back singles. So it gets the potential tying run up here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
In a game where there's been a lot of balls hit for base hits that have not been hit on the barrel of the bat. Here's back-to-back ropes. Odor pulled his by the first baseman, and Profar lines this past the second baseman on the right center field. A couple of good at-bats by Odor and Profar.
Now Robinson Chirinos, hit by a pitch earlier, struck out looking his first time up. And he just did stop his swing. Stammen is the 3rd pitcher of the night for San Diego. Joey Lucchese started, went 4 shutout. Robert Stock last inning, could only retire 2 hitters. Gave up a run on 3 hits, and now Stammen. Stammen's given up 2 hits this inning. Stammen, 34 years old, and you think of him primarily as a Washington National. So he spent his career with prior to last year. The count 1-1. He came up in 2009 with the Nats. Now, we mentioned when he came in last inning, a big part of the Padres bullpen. Andy Green really likes him, typically has used him in the 7th inning. Time called. Average for Robbie a smidge below 200 for the year, but he does have good power. 1-2 the count. Trinos now with 9 home runs this year. One on that last road trip. Swings and misses here, though. Strikes out for the 2nd out of the 6th inning.
That ball hit the ground.
They're going to say that the ball hit the ground before it went into the catcher's glove.
So he tipped it into the dirt and then into the glove.
Hedges picked it out of the dirt. Umpires will get together to see if anyone saw that happen. Home plate umpire couldn't see it. He heard it go into the glove. But it'd probably take an eagle eye for the other umpires to see. Let's see what we can see. I don't know if it got in the dirt. The glove went in the dirt that caused the dirt to move. But it looked like the ball went into the glove. Let's take another look. I could definitely see why it looked like from the bench.
Andy Green not going to like that one too much.
If it is called by the umpires, you could see it was so close. It's really tough to tell. But the glove, as the ball went into the glove, whether it skipped off the dirt is hard to tell. But the dirt was brushed aside by the glove, and you could see the dirt fly. If I were an umpire, I might have said the same thing.
The truth is, I don't think anybody's fully confident they know what happened there.
Yeah. It looked like it went in the glove, but I wouldn't.
I agree.
I wouldn't bet a lot of money on it.
We had the benefit of some great slow motion and 1-2 pitch. This ball lined over third base, base hit. Odor will score. Profar to third base. And it is a 2-run game. Wow, second chance opportunity for Chirinos. And he drives in a big run.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen in this inning. You don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the game. But right now, that call is huge because the next pitch is a hanging slider right down the middle of the plate that Robinson, for the 3rd straight hitter, has lined right off the barrel of the bat. Now the Rangers, with 1 out, have a man at third base, and they're right back in this ball game.
A very big moment, and now Guzman steps in. Got a base hit his last at bat. One strike pitch. 0-2. said it on more than one occasion, especially when you get to this stage of the game, maybe a little later. Seems to be where Guzman really thrives. But in a hole 0-2.
Well, that's the pitch he was trying to throw to Robinson right there. A slider down. Instead, he hung it, and Robinson ripped it.
Runners off the corners. That's high, 2-2. Rangers got a run in the 5th. They've added a run here in the 6th inning. And the Padres got 3 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th. They've used the home run. Rangers have just chipped away. Here's a 2-2. And this ball launched high in the air out to right field, but will it carry? Renfroe is back, and he can't get it. That one's on the warning track. Profar's in. Chirinos to third. It'll be a double for Guzman, and it's a 1-run game.
Oh, another hanging slider by Stammen. Chirinos ripped one. Guzman hit that ball well, and while it was hit well, it was hit so high that it really ended up being a routine fly ball. Straight up in the air. It was going to be a sacrifice fly. Renfroe has to go quite a ways for it, but he's underneath the ball waiting. I don't think he ever felt comfortable with the little indentation and where that wall was. So he's never really able to get underneath the ball, and the closer he got to the wall, the more tentative he got.
I don't think he ever touched it.
I don't either. He was up there long enough to where he had time. If he sprinted back to the ball, he could have stood and waited for it, but as he drifted, it looked like he got more and more uncomfortable with it.
Well, they are going to score a sac fly, give him the RBI, and score an error on Renfroe, who, again, I don't know, it didn't look to me like he touched it. But it's a 1-run game. A little conversation. Andy Green out there to talk to Stammen. He has just signaled. So that will be it for Stammen. 2 runs in the inning. Rangers still threatening for more here in the 6th.
Well, the mistake that Renfro made was he's kind of drifting after the ball. He's got to sprint to the ball so that you can get underneath it and make a little bit of an adjustment. By drifting after this ball, now the wall comes into play because it's not a smooth, symmetrical wall. It juts back at the 377 sign. And I think he became uncomfortable with where he was in relation to the wall and missed a ball that he should have caught.
So 2-men in scoring position. Adam Cimber, the right-hander, a submariner. He pitches uphill on here in the 6th inning, and he is the 4th pitcher of the night for San Diego. What a spot. Delano DeShields with the infield in, and he laces that one foul. Only one out in the inning.
Yeah, Cimber's had pretty good numbers, 39 innings and 45 strikeouts, not many walks. Numbers a lot like Stammen's numbers, as a matter of fact. Only 1 home run, only 7 walks, and a lot of innings.
Again, foul to the right side. Now, Cimber has not been as fortunate the last couple of times out. His last 3 appearances, he's allowed 4 earned runs. In fact, he had a long run to start his career in which he went scoreless, his first 29 appearances in the big leagues. 0-2 in this one, through into right field. That's a base hit. Chirinos is in. They'll stop Guzman, but it's a new ball game. Tied at 4 on the DeShields base hit.
Well, the Rangers have really hit the ball hard this inning. After Beltre grounded out, Odor, Profar, Chirinos, DeShields all have singles hit right on the barrel of the bat sharply. Guzman just got underneath one. He also hit it on the barrel of the bat about 370 feet. Then there's a sacrifice fly and an error. That's 5 straight guys that hit the ball hard.
Well, the Rangers have really been locked in these types of spots. Now they're on the corners for Chu, already with 2 hits tonight. Check in on Delano. How about with runners in scoring position now? Last 8 games, 357 average. Doing really well tonight, 4 for 7. Cimber. And a throw down to third, and Guzman just back in there, and he hurt himself. Looks like he slid right into Villanueva. Let's see. Oh. Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Villanueva, as he got in position, Ronald's head collided with his right knee hard. See the way his head snapped back. A little woozy after that one.
Yeah, 2 things there. You got the hit to the head, which always concerns you, but then, I mean,
whiplash.
Yeah, I mean, he took that neck quite a little distance there, so that. We'll see. Looks like he's trying to convince everybody he's okay. Kevin Harmon, head athletic trainer out there. Tony Beasley and Jeff Bannister. I'm not real sure, but under his right eye there, it looks like that might have been a little collateral damage as well. Looks like Manny's going to ask him to come off.
Yeah, that precautionary move makes sense. That was a pretty nasty collision. Don't take any chances.
Well, Joey Gallo will run for him. Fans showing some appreciation. Oh, look, this was a hard hit here, and that head really got turned around. It turned him 90 degrees. He's a big kid, too. I mean, you're talking about a big human being. He just turned completely 90 degrees with that collision. Concern from his buddies.
Oh, Doral held up 3 fingers.
Rugi's got it figured out. That'll be on the next episode of Rugi and Smokey the Horse.
Ranger players are close. The young players are close. Rugi just making sure that his buddy was okay.
So a tie game, and Chu taps this one slowly. First base side, tough play. There is no play. Rangers take the lead, heading to third base, and in there safely is DeShields. Tough play for Spangenberg. Gallo, of course, leaving on contact, and the Rangers on top 5-4.
Spangenberg feels like the only way he can make the play is to shovel the ball to first base out of his glove, and it probably is. He wasn't able to do that, however. He couldn't pick the ball up. By the time anyone could, there was a collision, and Delano on the little dribbler goes all the way to third base.
4 runs in this inning. Chu with his 3rd hit of the night. Now Andrews, who had a big hit his last time up, single to right field, scored the first run of the game for the Rangers, and a chance here to do more damage. Rangers are 3 for 3 with runners in scoring position this inning. And 1 the count. Some good at bats tonight by these Rangers hitters. Andrews shoots this one out to right field. Renfroe going to the line, and he makes the catch. DeShields tags. He'll score. Chu will advance to second, and it's 6-4 Rangers on the Andrews sac fly.
The Rangers not trying to pull the ball this inning. Another well-hit ball by Elvis. Nice play by Renfroe, who runs this one down toward the line. Delano scores easily, and Chu, with a heads-up play, tagged up and went to second base himself on the play.
So again, Andy Green out there, and he will take the ball away from Sember. We will see yet another Padres reliever here in the 6th inning. It's 6-4. 15,000 fans get a Rugi and Smokey the Horse bobblehead, courtesy of Golden Chick. You don't want to miss this one. Get your tickets, TexasRangers.com. Call 972-RANGERS. I do think it'll make a great animated series, Rugi and Smokey the Horse.
I think that horse, I think back to when I was little watching Mr. Ed. Do you ever watch Mr. Ed? Do you even know who Mr. Ed is?
Wilbur,
yeah.
Come in the room.
Hello, Rugi.
Rugi, come in the room.
That was a good show.
That would be awesome.
I missed that show. That kind of a show wouldn't stand a chance today.
You don't think
No,
that would?
Not enough violence. No sex, no violence. Bad seller today.
Robbie Erlin, new pitcher this inning. One strike pitch on the way to Mazzara, and he'll hammer that one foul.
Robbie Erlin, the new pitcher for the Padres. I was going to say for the Rangers. He was a Ranger. He was a third-round draft choice for the Rangers way back when. He was traded in 2011 along with another prospect, Joe Weiland, for Mike Adams, who came over here in the pennant race as a bullpen piece.
Strike three called, and Mazzara down looking to end the inning. But what an inning it was. 5 runs for the Rangers, and they lead 6-4.
Four innings, the only hit the Rangers had was a single by Shin-Soo Choo. After the 4th inning, the Rangers have added 8 hits. Choo has a couple of them, and there were some ropes hit in the 6th inning. Odor, Profar, Chirinos, DeShields all hit the ball hard. Elvis's line drive sacrifice fly was hit hard. And what looked like a fairly easy game for the Padres when it was 4-0 has turned into a 6-4 Ranger lead. Great comeback, big inning by the Rangers. A lot of good situational hitting, a lot of good base running, a lot of balls hit hard.
So Jose Leclerc comes in now in this 7th inning. They're trying to protect a 2-run lead. Tony Barnett, the recipient of all that run support in relief of Cole Hamels. It'll be the 9th place hitter for San Diego, Corey Spangenberg, starting things in this 7th inning, and he takes low and in for a ball. Joey Gallo pinch ran last inning and stays in the game at first for Guzman. There's a corner call, 1-1 to Spangenberg. Leclerc, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Rangers. Hamels went 5+. Barnett 1 perfect inning of relief. Now Leclerc ahead of Spangenberg 1-2. This is the opening game on a 3-team homestand for the Rangers, their longest homestand at this point of the season. In fact, they will have just 2 homestands this season that will feature 3 teams in, I believe. And the other one at the end of August and beginning of September. The Rangers coming off a stretch where it seems like they've been on the road quite a bit. But no question about it, the Rangers cannot complain about the schedule when you look at their opponent, the Padres. Have you seen what the Padres are doing and have to do here? This is unkind to San Diego.
Any team on the West Coast, Seattle, they say, has always been the worst. But on the coast, you've got those long trips. We're so lucky to be in the middle of the country.
Oh, no doubt. In early June, this team took off from Miami. That's a long trip from San Diego. Then they went to St. Louis, back to Atlanta for 4. And then they went home. Swing and a miss. Spangenberg strikes out to start the 7th inning. But here's the deal. They came home for a 2-game homestand.
Whoa.
Enough time to unpack the first day in and then repack and head out for a day game the next day. After the game, they start this road trip, but they're in the stretch now of 26 of 32 on the road. The games at home, 2-game homestand against Oakland, 3-game homestand with Pittsburgh. We talked about that last time. Those aren't even homestands.
That's not right.
No, that's tough.
No, they don't even count as homestand.
You're basically just doing laundry and getting back out on the road.
Yeah, really.
Margot swings and misses at strike 1. So a particularly tough part of the schedule here for San Diego. Wasn't that long ago, they were like a game and a half out. Margot lifts this one high in the air to center field. Certainly a power hitter. 2 away. Well, Carter Blood Care and the Rangers are teaming up to save lives. Give Monday, July 2nd. 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. right here at Globe Life Park. You get a tour, t-shirts, and 2 Rangers tickets. Sign up today. CarterBloodCare.org. Carter Blood Care. Giving starts here. Myers on the ground, foul. Strike 1. Well, Myers, a couple of strikeouts today in his 0 for 3. Another bouncer, this one again to third base. In fairground though for Profar, and he completes a 1-2-3. Top of the 7th for Jose Leclerc. It's stretch time tonight. Rangers lead the Padres 6-4. Feels like when your team scores 5 runs in 1 inning. 6-4, Rangers on top. Also feels like that when Texas Chili Company has $1 hot dog night at the ballpark. That's exactly what we're going to have Wednesday in the finale here against the Padres. 7:05 game on Wednesday. Come on out, enjoy ballpark hot dogs for just $1 each. Go to TexasRangers.com or call 972-RANGERS to get those tickets. Bottom of the 7th, Adrian Beltre started last inning. An inning that saw the Rangers send 9 batters to the plate and score 5 runs. He starts this inning as well. Takes outside. 1-1. Erlin came on last inning, struck out Mazzara to end the 6th. Stays in the game. 2 strikes on Beltre. Update on Guzman. He's now in Major League Baseball's concussion protocol in the clubhouse. Swing and a miss. Beltre strikes out. 1 away here in the 7th inning. Time for a Chevy game break. Let's check in again with Leslie McCaslin. Thanks, Leslie. Here is Odor, and he bunts. First base side, Erlin, not in time. And Odor beats it out for a bunt single.
It wasn't a perfect bunt, but Rugi got out of the box quickly. He just outran that. As fast as I've ever seen Rugi run to get that base hit. And he didn't bunt it past the pitcher. He didn't get it right down the line. But with a left-handed pitcher, it takes him a little bit longer to get there after his follow-through. Erlin really didn't do anything wrong on that play. Rugi just beat it out.
Breaking ball to Profar. Jurickson 1 for 3. Continued to bunt successfully. We've seen it a lot from Rugi, from Delino. It's become a big part of the offense. And Emily was talking about it earlier. This team doing a lot of the small things and just a lot more of that team baseball that we saw a couple of years ago when they made the great run, winning 95 games and winning the division. The best record in the American League. I think that year really, one of the things that stood out to me was a lot of that ability for guys up and down the lineup to do the smaller things. Odor running. A throw to second very high into center field. But Odor's going to stay put. Just his 2nd stolen base of the year. And he's happy to be right there.
Oh, Rugi's definitely running the bases in this inning. Sprint to first base and an easy stolen base. Hedges didn't have much of a chance on that. Rugi gets decent jump. He's just running well right now. Throw sails on Hedges. Perfect throw on the bag. Might have had a shot at
him. Good hitters count here for Profar. And he takes strike 2. Erlin, a couple of looks at Odor. Now time called right before that one delivered. Chris Martin getting ready out in the Rangers pen. So Clerk was perfect in the 7th. Barnett perfect in the 6th. And there's ball 4. Profar walks to a bunt, single, and a walk. And he's trying to build in this 7th inning against Irwin. Now maybe the key moment of this game came in Chirinos' last at bat. And it looked like strike 3 was caught cleanly by Hedges. Instead, ruled that it bounced in the dirt. The at bat continued on the next pitch. He singled and began the avalanche.
That looked like it was going to be a double steal. Ruge started and stopped. Profar thought he was going. He got about a third of the way to second base and realized Ruge had gone back and he had to stop. Profar was pretty sure that that was a double steal, but you can't go if the guy at second stops. Luckily, he was able to get back. A little action, a little excitement on the bases. Yeah, if that pitch is called strike 3 and not in the dirt, you don't know what the next guy is going to do if it is. But if in fact Guzman's fly ball is caught by Renfroe in right field, now there's a couple out, men on first and third probably, and the likelihood of that 5-run inning is not as great.
One and 2 the count on Chirinos. So hit by a pitch, RBI single. He has scored a run. 1 for 2 tonight. Rangers are 5 for 9 so far tonight with runners in scoring position. That continues to be a real strength for a little better than a week now. Rangers just saw a 7-game winning streak come to a close yesterday. Odor at second, Profar at first. Foul territory. Myers is over.
Nicely done. Adults giving them to the little guys.
Just look around for the best haircut you can find. That dude did a lot to get ready for the game today. There's the design and the coloring of the hair. One, two. This ball hit well down the left field line toward the corner, and that is off the fence. Odor's in. Profar stopped at third on the double by Chirinos. 7-4 Rangers.
Second hard hit ball to left field by Robinson. Fastball in, puts a good swing on it, kind of hooks it. Sinking line drive, hits off the wall, picks up an RBI. Man on second and third now with only 1 out.
Guzman up now. And Gallo takes in the dirt. Good block back there by Hedges. Let's check it again with Emily.
Yeah, Robinson Chirinos said he really noticed something in Kansas City. He said his lower half was a little too loose and he wanted to tighten it up. And he said he was able to work on it when he took live BP with Martin Perez. And he said he got a lot of, I guess, familiarity with what he wanted to do with his lower half. He said if he tightens it up, it makes him more in attack mode and enables him to hit that fastball more effectively. And you saw it right there.
Love it.
Well, yeah, it looks like that's exactly what's happened in this game. A couple of hits, a couple of RBIs. And another hit by pitch. 2 for 3. Single, double. 1 run so far. A couple of RBIs.
Now Gallo getting his first at bat of the game. Came as a pinch runner last inning. Hits this one very high in the air.
That ball has not been caught yet.
Galvis with a long run. How about that route?
That was not simple. I don't think there was any point in that play until he squeezed it in his glove that Galvis was 100% confident in that play. A lot of wind swirling around up there. He's playing in and on the other side of second base and had to go a long way in a roundabout way, but he got there and caught it.
A little adventure for him. Now, Tony Randazzo, I'm not sure what he would have been marking right there, unless there was a sneaky mound visit. Puts his notepad away, and here is Delino. Fastball taken for a strike to Shields. 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI.
Delino's with that 1 for 3 continues to hit over 300 and over the last 2 weeks plus.
He's been thriving against left-handers like Erlin. 345 average against lefties. It's the 6th best average against left-handed pitching in the American League. Here's the 0-2. Fouls that one away. Hey, look at his splits left and right. And I mean, getting on at a 441 clip against left-handers as well, and that's 5th best. So a lot of good numbers for Delino against left-handed pitching. Great spot for him here with Profar at 3rd and Chirinos at second base. See if he can work himself back into a favorable spot. 1-2 the count now. Having to do some real work in this 7th inning. This will be his 24th pitch. Bouncer left side. Galvis hustles it over to first, and it's there in time to end the inning. Rangers pick up another run, though. Their lead now 7-4. And by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. 8th inning. Rangers lead by 3. Now, this is a big spot here for the Padres. They will send their 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Rangers will give the baseball to Arlington native Chris Martin.
Yeah, Chris's numbers on the season are solid. This is his 25th game. Nice strikeout to walk ratio. Fastball, curveball, changeup.
Chris continues to see higher and higher leverage spots this season. He has become a very important piece of this bullpen for the Rangers, and for Jeff Bannister, they really like the work he has done. And the other guy who keeps taking higher and higher spots there is right in the middle of your screen, Jesse Chavez. Of course, the reality is just about anybody they've been putting in lately has done a really good job. So they could all pitch in high leverage spots, and on occasions have, as Hunter Renfroe takes a strike here from Martin. Renfroe's had a really good night, 3 for 3. At 96 miles per hour, but too far inside. Martin just activated off the disabled list on Friday. Pitched in the game Friday in Minneapolis, was perfect in the 7th inning. That was his first outing with the Rangers since June 9th. Had that right calf strain. Put him on the DL. He falls behind here, 2-1. It was the second time this year that Martin has had to go to the DL. Earlier in the year, it was irritation in his forearm. High pop up now. Out into right field. Handled by the second baseman Odor. So 1 away. Well, thanks to T-Mobile, fans can receive a 20% discount on tickets in the all-you-can-eat seats in the home run porch on Fridays. Get your tickets in the all-you-can-eat seats for this Friday night when the White Sox are in town for the opener that series here against the Rangers. Use coupon code T-Mobile at TexasRangers.com/specials. Yeah, some really cool seats out there. It's a really great perspective, fun place to see a game out there. And who knows, you might catch a home run ball. Villanueva now, 1 for 3 tonight.
Hey, Dave, while I have a second, I want to have a shout out to the fine people at the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation. They announced their 2018 Collegiate Slugger Award. Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation for years and years has given scholarships to worthy students. This year's recipient from Dallas Baptist, I believe, was Devlin Gramberg. He hit .443, second in the country, 4-point GPA in kinesiology. Very worthy recipient. He'll be honored at the gala on November 1st, the Fort Worth Club. Bobby Bragan, of course, one of the all-time characters in baseball lore. Was a minor league manager, played for the Dodgers. Longtime Fort Worth resident, worked for the Rangers in the early years of the Rangers. And if you're from that era and you didn't know Bobby Bragan, you weren't trying very hard. He was one of the most friendly human beings that we've ever met. So congratulations to the Bobby Bragan Youth Foundation for their award, and to Devlin Gramberg for winning it.
2 away on the fly ball by Villanueva. So Martin nicely done to start this outing here in the 8th inning.
Might add that Devlin was a 6th round draft choice for the Red Sox this year. A great college season. That award goes to the player deemed the best hitter, collegiate hitter in the state of Texas.
Here is Pirella, who hit the home run in the 6th inning, 1 for 3. Ground ball up the middle. Nice backhand pick. And Odor throws him out, and it's a 1-2-3. Just 10 pitches needed for Martin. Has a weird look on his face so as he heads off the field. 7-4, Rangers on top.
Four to one, 2 men on and 1 out. Was it strike 3? Did it go in the catcher's glove? The umpires say no, it went in the dirt. Next pitch, line to left field for an RBI by Delino. Next pitch, sacrifice fly, and error on Renfroe. Delino to Shields, a rope to right field for a run. Shin-Soo Choo will get an infield hit. And the Rangers end up with a huge inning, a 5-run inning in the 6th inning. A lot of big hits in that inning, good situational hitting, and nice base running as Rangers kind of took over the game. They were behind 4-1 in.
So now the bottom of the 8th inning, leading by 3, and it's the top of the order. Chu, Andrews, and Mazzara. And Robbie Erlin stays in there. He's thrown an inning and a third so far. Gets ahead of Chu, a ball and 2 strikes. Another great night for Chu. 3 hits in 4 at-bats. He's driven in a run. You take it for granted almost night by night. Should not be this easy as Chu strikes out, 1 away in the 8th inning.
The shortstop, Elvis Andrews.
Bring up Elvis Andrews. Last 2 at-bats for Elvis have been productive. 5th inning, he singled in a run. 6th inning, hit a ball to right field. Off the bat, looked like it was going to get down, but it was caught by Renfroe, ended up a sac fly. He needs a couple of swings to go his way and some occasional ball maybe to drop in for it. Just get him started again.
Well, his last two at bats have been really good, Dave. He's gone to right field twice, once for a base hit and an RBI. And then in that inning, he kind of capped the scoring in the 6th inning we just showed with a Ford game summary with a shot to right field that was run down by Hunter Renfroe, turned into a sacrifice fly. A couple of good at bats right there.
Bouncer shortstop. Galvis on top of it. 2 out here in the 8th inning. Time for a word from our friends at Kia.
At Kia, get America's best value backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty.
So here's Mazzara. Rangers up by 3. Nomar 0 for 4 tonight. He was 0 for 4 in the game on Sunday. Minneapolis, boy, that one, what a wicked hop it just took on Austin Hedges. Tony Kella and Jake Diekman appear to be ready out there. We'll see how Jeff Bannister wants to play it. Depends, I guess, on how this inning ends. There's a bouncing ball, third base. Tough play near the line. Long throw, not in time.
Well, that's a great play, though.
Well, Villanueva's showing off some athleticism there, but no chance to get Mazzara. That's an infield hit.
Yeah, they're going to try to make a play on Mazzara, who did he turn toward the outfield?
Well, he may have.
I guess not. I thought the trainer's going to come out and check on him. I thought originally they were going to try to tag him because he made a play for second base.
And Matt Lucero out there to check with Nomar. Might have been working a little too hard to try and beat that one out.
Let's see what happened at the end. I didn't see the end of this play. Villanueva really not known for his defense. Sure looked like it. The defense was an asset on that play. Nice play. Good range, jump throw accurately. Omar watching the play all the way. Obviously he's going to beat it out. Did he jam his foot as he touched the bag?
A little skip as he went over the bag to have you concerned, and indeed he comes out of the game. Carlos Tocci will take over as a pinch runner. We'll see. We'll get a report maybe before we're off the air here. But Tocci, now the man at first base. And the first pitch swinging. Beltre sends this one down the right field line, but foul. See Nomar looking holding
behind his
back
left
of the knee and
yeah.
hamstring.
Yeah.
It's just the way he held that leg as he touched first and went past it. Made you think something with the back of the leg, but we'll wait and see. The good news is he's hanging out right now, right there. Although 8th inning, you're out of the game now. Not much more he can contribute. Might do well to go back in and get that looked at. Everybody wants to get their own personalized report from him. I'm not going to believe what the other guy told me. You tell me what happened. Beltre high in the air out to right field. Renfroe racing in and he'll put it away. The inning is done. So the Rangers with a 3-run lead, and we go to the 9th inning. That means only one thing. Keone Kela coming on for the 9th. just struck him out. This one is over, and Kella remains perfect. He has been perfect, and Keone Kella trying to keep it that way tonight. 9th inning, up by 3, and he's on for the 30th time, Tom.
Yep, nice numbers. His ERA is obviously a little higher than you would expect from someone 18 out of 18. Well, the runs have come in non-save situations when it didn't matter as much. When the chips are down, he's 18 for 18, going for 19 right here. He's been throwing the ball great, adopted the role, looks comfortable, wants to be the closer.
Right, if you want to go back to last year, it's 20 in a row for Keone. You start looking at the franchise records. Joe Nathan over the span of 2 seasons went 31 in a row. That's the record. And won the count here to A.J. Ellis. Ellis 0 for 2 with a walk. And he takes the ball. Now defensively, a couple of moves here. Carlos Tocci comes in the game, or rather stays in the game, in left field, which means Chu had to leave and go over to right field. So Guzman left the game early. Banged his head on a slide back to third base, and then Zara has left the game with an apparent injury to his leg. There's a ground out by Ellis, 1 away.
10 in a row retired by the Ranger bullpen. 3 up, 3 down for Tony Barnett, Jose Leclerc, and Chris Martin. 1 up, 1 down for Keone Kella.
Well, this bullpen is in a groove right now. And Kella in these save spots is a different man than when he comes in non-save situations. He has really embraced this role and just been spectacular. Galvis takes one down the middle for a strike. And the thing I've remarked about more than once about Keone Kella is, yeah, he's saved 18 of 18 games, but very little drama in any of them. 0-2 on Galvis. He had one the other day where he had to come in and inherit a bases loaded spot, and he took care of that one. It was drama, but it wasn't any drama that he had created. 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 gone in the 9th inning.
Well, he's a 2-pitch guy. 95 to 98 mile an hour fastball and that overhand curveball.
Looking ahead, our forward probables tomorrow's game, a 6:30 pregame here on Fox Sports Southwest. Austin Bivens-Dirks will go for the Rangers. 3-0 in his 5 interleague games. Tyson Ross, meanwhile, the former Ranger, really seems to have found himself this year. He will go for San Diego. First pitch to Jankowski, hitting here for Austin Hedges. And he takes a strike. Jankowski 2 for 7 as a pinch hitter this year. One wide. Rangers have won 7 of their last 8 games. A win here would get them to 10 games under 500. One up the middle. That's a base hit for Jankowski. His 3rd pinch hit of the season, and DeShields whiffed it. Jankowski will trot to second. Nice shot by Chu to back him up. That'll be a single and an E8.
Well hit ball by Jankowski. And Delino got his glove down, but missed it. No damage done, though, really. 3-run game doesn't make much difference where Jankowski ends up. 1st, 2nd, 3rd. In order for the Padres to tie this game, he's got to be pushed around anyway, no matter what base he's on. Let's take away a force out at second base, though.
Spangenberg dribbles this one out in front of the mound. Keller with a slide and not in time to first. Nice play, but just an eyelash late to get Spangenberg. And so they have him on the corners.
Now that's some agility. He pounced on this ball with a lot of quickness. And in order to stop and make the throw, he slid, bounced up, and threw a strike to first. Just not quite in time. That was a nice play. Not many pitchers athletic enough to make that play. He didn't get him, but he couldn't do it any better than that. But what it does do, though, in a 3-run game is bring the tying run to the plate.
In the form of Manuel Margot, who homered in the 5th inning. It was a 3-run shot. Just the 3rd home run this year for him. Two out, 9th inning. See, 23 hits in this game between these two clubs. Margot lifts this one out to right field, hanging up for a moment. Chu is right there, and this one is done. So Kellen, 19 for 19 in save opportunities. Not a lot of drama to this one either, and the Rangers win it 7-4. And it's another come from behind win for this Rangers team.
Rangers got excellent work out of their bullpen in this game. Cole Hamels gave up a couple of home runs and 4 runs through 5 innings, but when the bullpen came in, it was over. Barnett, Leclerc, Martin, Keller, 4 shutout innings. The Ranger offense came to life in the 6th inning. They got a run in the 5th after being shut out through 4 innings. Joey Lucchese was really tough through 4, but coming off the disabled list a while back, his pitch count was limited. When he came out, the Rangers took advantage of the bullpen. Got 1 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, and 1 more in the 7th. Nice comeback. Another nice win for the Rangers, playing some excellent baseball. Good base running, patient at bats, good relief work. Nice to watch that game.
Well, they have now won 8 of their last 9 games. And to your point, they've done it by playing solid baseball all the way around. So a really quality victory to start this homestand. It's a 3-team homestand, and interleague style to begin it. And a nice 7-4 win over the San Diego Padres. Chirinos with a great game behind the plate and at the plate, and he stands by with Emily Jones.
Thank you very much, Robinson. For you guys, you win 7 straight, drop 1 yesterday. How important was it to come back quickly and get another win back on the board?
It was a really teamwork today. I mean, Cole didn't keep the game right there for us, and the guys put quality our bat together, and we were able to win this game. I mean, that's what these teams have been doing lately. We've been battled. We've been having good our bat with 2 strikes, and it was fun to win tonight.
Robinson, you continue to take a beating behind the plate. How many hits can you take back there?
I think I took 3 or 4 today. I mean, like I always say, that's life to be a catcher. You know, you always foul tip, everything. But I love what I do, so I don't mind.
As far as the bullpen is concerned, they've been playing so well lately. What have you seen from them as a unit?
They're confident. I mean, you can see when they come into the game, their body language. They know they're good. They know that they can get people out, and that's what they've been doing. I mean, the guys are executing their pitch. They're attacking the strike zone. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
You and I talked about before the game, you tightening up your lower half so you could make the contact on the fastball better. It seemed to be working quite well tonight. How gratifying is it to make those in-season adjustments and see them pay off results-wise?
It's fun. You know, I told you early today, I've been working really hard, and and I feel good. Finally, I feel it in Kansas City. I told you I feel it in Kansas City, and I just want to grab that feeling, hold, and keep it for the rest of the season. So it's good to hit those fastballs, especially with 2 strikes.
Don't let it go, Robbie. We appreciate it, guys. We'll send it back up to you.
All right, thank you, Emily. Like Archie Bell and the Drells. Robinson Chirinos getting it done. Leslie McCaslin, Pudge Rodriguez, and Mike Bassick back in the studio to break this one down for you tonight. For Tom Grieve, Emily Jones, and our entire crew, I'm Dave Raymond. Inviting you to stay with us. More to come right after this.